Welcome, everyone, to season 12, episode 11. And Ian's in here twice. Oh, he's frozen the other one.
Ooh.
Oh, look, we got two
Oh,
Ians.
we got two Ians.
We are.
Oh,
You know what? Oh,
there you go. I can add him. We'll have the frozen Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that one's gone now. Okay, never mind.
that's what happens
Yeah.
to Ian once the sun comes back up.
Yeah, he freezes. What in the
That's what it
haberdashery?
is.
You know, that's
What,
a
the haberdashery.
that's Alondo's one of Alondo's favorite professions, a haberdasher.
Yeah,
Is it
Maker of
he seems like he's into things like that.
haberdashery. Yeah, maker
Yeah.
of fine hats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, a haberdashery is like a store with like random little
Yeah.
trinkets.
Well, it's fine men's clothing, but like
Yeah.
more like the trinket side of things. So like hats, like lapels, like things
Yeah,
like
pins and
yeah.
the accessories.
Yeah. But a haberdasher can also be a hat maker. A haberdasher.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I learned something new
Haberdashery.
today. See, never
you?
too old to learn. I did.
Well,
I've heard the word, never used it, never thought about it.
well, now you know. I'm
You
just gonna
did
do
it
that all
again.
night long.
You
I did it
ended an
last night.
episode before we started.
I didn't do a big roll. Come on. How's everyone doing tonight? I don't think I got any announcements, so we'll just jump right into personal life because I got nothing. Jordan Con was last weekend, but none of us went.
I didn't even realize it was last weekend.
Yeah, it was last weekend. You forgot to go, didn't you? No, Alondo went.
Totally. Did he? How did he have a good time?
I think so. We were supposed to record last night, and he slept in, so we still recorded just without our first time reader. It was fun. We had a guest. We had Jim from Fantasy Reads on Fantasy of the Ages. Sorry, Fantasy. Jim. So yeah, it was good. We had a good time.
It's cool.
Yeah, we'll forgive him. He was recovering because
Yeah, we've lived
Jordan
that
Con.
life.
It's a lot. Jordan Con is a lot. It can be.
We have all lived that life.
We have. I mean, maybe next year we'll go again when I'm not under the threat of renovations.
Yeah, that'd be a good move.
Because we still haven't started yet. They said 8 o'clock tomorrow. They're supposed to show up. That's what they call it today, to say they're showing up tomorrow. So personal life, yeah. So that's personal life. That was kind of fun. Last weekend went to a bunch of birthday parties. One of my son's best friend, his father's a Air Force pilot.
Ooh.
So we went to the Air and Space Museum because that's what his son wanted to do. And we saw the Blue Angels IMAX film, which I kept thinking a hard time. I was like, how does it feel to watch Navy fighters? You know, because he's an Air Force fighter pilot. He flies F-15s.
I don't think the F-15 pilots are intimidated by anybody, honestly.
I don't think so.
I don't know if you've seen what the F-15s can do.
Yeah.
I would take that over pretty much anything other than the F-22.
I think he flies the new F-15s, the F-15Xs.
Yeah, those are insane.
They're insane. Yeah, I think that's what he flies. But yeah, nice guy. It was fun hanging out. But now my son's obsessed with fighter planes, which is cool. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's not a bad thing to be obsessed about.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Especially if it has great visions.
Yeah, I asked him, I was like, he was asking me the other day, he's like, Dad, what's the best plane? And I was like, well, it depends on what you define as the best plane. He was like, well, the best one. I was like, the fastest, the like best, most advanced, or the most badass. Like,
there is only one answer. There's something that fits all those categories you just listed.
It's the A5 Warthog. Oh, that's
close. That's second place. The most badass ever is the SR-71 Blackbird.
Yes, but no.
Nothing's even come close to the coolness of that yet.
Yeah, well, the fastest, that's our 71. It's pretty awesome. And we talked about that one too. And we talked about the 22, the Raptor. Because you see Raptors, I mean, where we live, there's a Raptor wing that's really close by. So we see Raptors in the air.
Yeah, when they want you to see them.
Yeah, on a daily basis, though. I mean, every day I see Raptors flying overhead.
Yeah, they're getting their maintenance and training hours in.
Yeah, but last weekend was the air show, which we didn't go to that, but that was I've been to a bunch of them.
Everything last weekend.
Yeah, it was the air show. at Langley. So they had
Yeah.
the Thunderbirds were there, and they had a bunch of the 22 demonstration where they do all the crazy stuff. And it's fun. I mean, I've been to a bunch of them, so like kind of like meh. I don't know. Blue Angel shows are pretty cool. I've been to a couple of those. When we used to do down the Bay race, that weekend when we ship out from Annapolis is Naval Academy's graduation. So the Blue Angels always come and do performance. So we used to go and watch it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is kind of. What is the Army's one? Is the Red Arrows or something?
Bro, I don't know.
I think they have a performance flight squad or something. I think I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a bunch of guys in hang gliders.
You know, when they're common, you don't think about it. Like as a kid, I was never that into it because, like you said, they're around all the time, and
they're everywhere.
I knew that I couldn't fly because I'm blind. So, and plus I'm gigantic, so there was that too.
Gigantic's not necessarily a limiting factor. I mean, Steve, one of my best friends, he was an F-15 pilot, and he was a linebacker in college and almost went pro. Big guy. He flew F-15s.
Well,
so
maybe I gave it.
They're bigger planes than you think. Like you see them way up there, they look small. If you get up close to them, those fighter planes are actually pretty big planes.
I've seen a gigantic Apache pilot also, and it was hilarious watching him get in and out. But he could do it.
He could do it. Yep. Fun times. So that's my personal life. Birthday parties, ready for renovations. Fingers crossed, starting tomorrow. Knock on some wood. There you go.
It will start tomorrow.
They will start tomorrow, and work's been crazy, and life's been crazy. But hey, we're alive, and we're here.
Yeah.
How about you guys? What's going on?
So far, I've been dodging the Doge, which is good.
Nice.
Unlike
really,
the 2-year-olds with cancer.
Yeah. There's been stuff coming down from higher in our agency. Really, kind of, they've been changing our motto. It was like do more with the same, and now it's do more with less. And you know, the people that accepted the what's the acronym? The delayed resignation or deferred resignation, something like that.
Yeah.
They had their last day today. So, you know, a chunk of people that have left, and you know, obviously we're not backfilling those positions. So a couple folks that left our team. One was kind of new, didn't have a huge workload. Another one's been around a while. So yeah, we're starting to feel it a little bit, but it's all right. I'm not too worried. I did this thing where I got bored and what's it say?
It says my elementary school had a helicopter land on the soccer field. That's pretty cool. In my elementary school, we had a substitute teacher that was a Vietnam vet that would have flashbacks and randomly.
You had to be careful.
Yeah, it was pretty.
People would drop books.
What was his name? We didn't go to the same school.
I think it was a substitute that. Yeah, he went around to all the schools.
Yeah, he was a little twitchy.
He'd flip out.
Damn, what is his name? Because he was at Warwick all the time, and we all knew.
Yeah,
it's horrible. I never dropped the books. I swear to you guys, I never dropped the books. And I felt bad. I would be in the classroom like trying to calm him down, but oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
He would
it's like your elementary school had helicopters. Mine had Vietnam vets with extreme PTSD. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
So I told you guys the story about the grenade. I think were we in session when I did was that still Christine when we started? No. So my ex's uncle is a Vietnam vet, and he's a Marine. And we were cleaning out his townhouse, condo, because he's moving into a facility. Yeah. And we find all this old memorabilia, and like we find some grenades.
Alive grenades. Nice.
Well, we didn't realize they were live. So we're sitting here tossing them around and playing with them. And I say they. I walked in, I was like, that looks like a real grenade. I was like, no, that's not a real grenade. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a real grenade. And then they're like, okay, well, you do something with it. So then I'm driving down the road to the freaking fire department with a live grenade. I'm like, let's stop by the police station. It's closer. The police officers, I call them and let them know. I'm like, I'm outside with a live grenade. I'm bringing it to you because I think it's a live grenade. And they're like, you're outside of our place with a This is the one on Dresden Drive, by the way.
Oh, man.
You're outside of our place with a live grenade? Yeah. Next thing I know, I'm surrounded by SWAT. I've got the fire department with the bomb squad. And I like get out the car slowly, give them the grenade. I didn't think this through very well, but that's because the people that gave it to me didn't think it through very well. So, anyway.
Yeah, one of my friends, at his house, the previous owner used to go down to Fort Monroe and try to like do metal detecting, and found an old unexploded ordnance. It was a missile, like a warhead, that was buried in the beach, and he dug it up and put it in his garage. And then my friend bought the house, and it came with the house. So it was just sitting there, and it was from the Korean War.
Wow.
And it was pretty old. And eventually his wife got sick of it and called the fire department. And he came home from work, and they had sectioned off 3 blocks around his house and had the entire hurt locker and everything in there, because apparently the fail-safe mechanisms had rusted out, and a small sneeze would have set the thing off in level 3 blocks worth. It was not a small boom boom. It was a big boom boom. Yeah. He didn't get in trouble though. He was just like, you can have it. I don't want it. Like, it's in my house. But apparently it's been sitting in his garage the entire time. Could have gone off at any moment.
That's absolutely nuts.
Their home inspector failed them.
Yeah.
Yes, big time.
Definitely. So anyway, back to personal life. Sorry, we went on the whole entire like crazy.
One of Jesse's clients.
Yeah.
That was a good interruption. I didn't really have much. Work crappy, but okay. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I started running again. Ooh, I do this every year during the winter months. I stop because it's cold and I don't do treadmills. And then every spring I start up and it's like miserable. But I did 1 mile with River, my 15-year-old, just to see, what kind of time I could put down. I went 8 flat, which I guess I should be happy with. Got to remind myself not to compare myself to like 25-year-old Ian. But that's a starting point. So
yeah. I mean, y'all, if y'all go on Facebook and find him, you'll see a picture with him with his shirt off. He's looking great right now.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah. I still got a little bit of that winter fluff, but I'm getting there. I'm feeling good. So I'm much less worried about how I look, and maybe until like deep into pool season and beach week and whatnot. But for now, just trying to keep moving and keep the back from hurting and all that.
Cool.
So,
Chris, anything new to you?
Well, I started the new job.
Yeah.
It's actually been phenomenal.
Awesome.
It's really nice to be at a place where people actually seem to care. So, I mean, and not just care, but like genuinely care about the employees. And so I'm happy and fortunate to be in that space right now. And I'm learning the ropes. It's kind of like trial by fire, but I'm getting there. And I feel like, we're literally in the busy season. So I got hired at the worst time. So I think once we get through this, life will become a lot smoother. So I'm excited for that too.
Awesome.
My next door neighbor just texted me. Don't suppose you know anyone that would want to take care of a baby squirrel that fell out of a tree. ...
I got it.
Do you?
Yep. Bring it to me.
Okay. You want to take care of the baby squirrel?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna put it. On my dress shirts, I wear the dress shirts with the pocket up front.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it in a little pocket and take it with me to work.
There you go. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure Doge would like that.
No, if they try to Doge me, my squirrel, he'll be my best friend because I'll feed it in my pocket, and then I'll just throw it at people, and he'll go tear up their faces.
It could be a support animal. Get it registered, and they can't.
Yes.
Then they can't do anything about it. Let's see. Are you going to eat it? I have a pot. Bring the squirrel over. You got some people in the country in chat.
Yeah,
All right.
you gotta wait a little
Squirrel's
longer.
delicious.
Baby,
You gotta fatten them up,
that
though.
bad boy up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a little lean if you, but some good Brunswick stew with some squirrel in it. Or rabbit,
I got
we could have got that rabbit that we got last year from the Jordan Con.
Yeah, or the possum.
Well, there's the possum, but there's the rabbit on the way back from Jordan Con last year. That was
that was. I hate how funny that was.
So bad. Did we talk about that, Chris? The
the
rabbit that committed suicide. Yeah, we're driving in the country roads because we took like back roads back, and I'm going like 70 miles an hour down a country road, and like a rabbit just jumps out in front of my car, and
it felt like slow-mo because it jumped up almost to our eye level and then started coming back down, but like right into the middle of the grate of his front bumper.
But then it came back, but it bounced back up off of the front. And like you saw the view like pop up and then go down and pop up again. Like we're like,
yeah.
It was white, it was red.
I hate that it was so funny. To be fair though, Alan and I were both kind of going through like semi-stressful parts of our lives. And like, we were having some serious conversation on the way home and it was quiet for a bit, and then that happened. I laughed so hard I was crying. I still felt bad for the rabbit, but I lost my shit. It was hilarious.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
Feel bad for them.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. Nothing I could done. Anyway, so guys, ready to talk about these books? Because we got a lot. Well, you don't have a lot to talk about. We're just talking about Hinderstap.
No, we really don't have. See, this is how you know it's a Sanderson chapter, because they're long as hell. They're phenomenal, and there's not a lot to talk about.
I mean,
it's just craziness.
It's just crazy.
But we got to ease into it.
We got to ease into it. Yeah. So first, Matt's thinking about Moraine and the debt he has to settle with the eelfin. He's talking to Tom about old times as they're traveling into this little town. So yeah, they're talking about kind of plans and just kind of reminiscing. That's how we start. Just kind of easing into this. Yeah.
Again.
Wait, he's talking with who? Is it Tom? Matt and Tom? That's right.
Matt and Tom. Yeah. Talking about old times and
Matt and Tom.
Yeah. And Tom keeps massaging that letter.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I feel like every time we see Tom now, it's more massaging of the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like we're heading somewhere with that.
Maybe.
Like it's going to be unavoidable.
Let me just say it like this. I am at a point now, and I'm going to rope this in. After seeing that last episode, first off, we'll probably need a gatekeeper moving forward to watch the episodes first.
Oh, they're not even following the books at this point. So
I know, but I'm saying like
still need some warning for emotions. And
the person they offed, I was like, so she's not important to the storyline. And the person they
there,
huh?
I mean, we've already had her be important, so I don't know.
And then the person that did not get even magically fakely offed is still there, and I'm like, well, I already assumed she was important. Now I think she's that much more important. I think Moraine is going to help end all of this. I thought that from the beginning. I'm doubling up on it now.
Okay. Yeah, Moraine the White, she's coming back.
Okay.
Having fought the ball right.
But Moraine the Wonderful or something. I don't know. Moraine the Marvelous.
Okay.
He's gonna have Marvelous Moraine.
Marvelous Moraine.
Magnificent Moraine.
Moist. No, that doesn't work.
Well, I did tell you about the crush I have on her, right?
Tom will tell. Not time.
Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund Pike. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom will tell.
Mention it. Tom will tell.
Yes, not time. Tom.
Not Tom. Tom will tell. Tom will tell.
But yeah.
So, yep.
I was just, the setting of the scene is really nice. We, we have the Aes Sedai traveling. We got a few few guards with him. So, entering this town, he's not going to like a ragamuffin or anything like that. People are clearly going to know he's a person with some type of pull. Even though they kind of split off, they go in individually. Anybody with eyes can tell that something is up with Matt.
They all have different motivations. I mean, the Aes Sedai just want a bath. Tom wants to find the most crowded inn because he wants to perform, and Matt is looking to gamble. So he's looking for the most sketchiest hole in the wall he can find.
I don't want to skip over the fact that Matt even feels like if he sees your fiance when he goes to rescue Moraine, he might even try to rescue her, even though we know she's not there. That's where his mind is at.
Yeah. So in this,
is he getting frozen again?
No, he's just checking his phone.
Oh, okay.
He checks his phone, it freezes his camera, so it looks like he's frozen.
What are you talking about? I just took a little nap. I was listening. I was listening so intently. I've mastered the art of becoming so still that you can't even see me.
He's messaging latest.
Are you cupcaking?
Cupcaking.
No, I told y'all. There's no man that wakes up one day and says, "I want to be an F-boy." They are created by society. So I'm at the point now. I got Monday lined up. I got Tuesday lined up. Wednesdays for me and the boys. I got Thursday lined up, and I'm trying to work out Friday right now. I'm not even sorry anymore. I don't even care.
Hey,
it's so stupid.
Anyways, so
this. Hey, hold on.
Yep.
Today, lunch date, she paid.
Nice. Did you fix your wallet?
No.
Yeah.
I just didn't even reach. I didn't even reach for the back pocket.
We had
I just sat there and didn't flinch. It was great.
We had friends over for dinner on Friday night, and their oldest is 15 and was on a date at Busch Gardens where, like, I guess the girl's parents dropped him off, but then one of the husband had to leave early from our house to go pick him up from Busch Gardens. And he brought him back over to our house, and we're all hanging out, and we're like, "So how was the day?" He's like, "It wasn't a date." You know, being it's like, okay, did you guys eat? He goes, "Well, she paid for food because my card got declined because my mom didn't put enough money on it because they have like one of the prepaid debit cards or something like that."
Oh man!
And it's cashless at Busch Gardens now. So we're like, "Oh, so you guys, you're trying to pick up the tab then?" He's like, "Yeah, but it wasn't a date." I was like, and his dad's like, "When we dropped you off, did you walk her to her door?" And he's like, "It's still not a date, Dad. Stop."
Like, is she a duck? Is she ugly? Are you trying to like get out of this? Like,
are you trying to stop? Like, what's going on? And then he also talked about how he has like a 5K that's invited to her like in a month, and I was like, "Oh, it's a date then. You guys are already planning second top thing." It was a date. It was fun messing with 15-year-olds though. It's always good. I remember those days. Anyways,
my 20-year-old nephew like that. Oh, yeah, who's this little girl I see on your Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they arrived in the town. It was about 3 hours before nightfall. And they got, like I said, go their separate ways. And Talmanis and Matt is who are mainly following through this. So we get to meet the mayor right away, Barldon. Who comes and lays down the law, says, he's pretty much like, hey, you can stay for a few hours, do what you got to do, but you got to get out of here. He's like, what about, he's like, we don't have anything to spare. So got no food, got nothing for you.
Can't give you nothing.
We got you nothing for you, but you're more than happy just to go and, go get a glass of ale or something like that at one of our taverns. And
I meant to pull the book. There was that really cool quote about the wheel that we just skipped over that Tom said. The song.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't have the books in another room and no.
Yeah, because Tom was like, yeah, it's something about this road that makes you remember Arnth Hall and the Queen pinning. And he's like, and throughout the centuries, many people have talked about this particular road, and they have all said that she penned the same lines. I thought that was really cool. So
yeah.
I always mention it, even though I don't have it right in front of me. So
yeah. So first impressions, obviously read through these chapters, but when the mayor starts being a little sketchy about Nightfall, because Matt Evening is like, what do you mean? Like, you can't stay at the inn? Like, how do you keep your inns in business? Like, oh, we compensate for them. But no one's allowed to stay.
Part of me was hoping that Matt would all of a sudden realize that everybody had golden eyes or something. And I was like, well, that wouldn't make sense because it's not like Perrin changes just because. Well, he does kind of change just because. Yeah. There's nothing really that triggers this change.
Yeah.
So that was my first thought: is we're in a town of like were people that can't control it. And that's really because I just saw the vampire. Daggone it, my mind does not want to work. Sinners.
Oh, I've heard good things.
Oh my god, so good! If you've not seen it yet, you have to do it in IMAX. But
that's also what I've been told.
My mind is on like with vampires and werewolves because of that movie, and so I was like, man, are we about to get like a whole city of wolf people?
Yeah.
But you know,
I like how you used the were instead of the wolf part. The were people.
Yes, the were people.
The were people, which actually
right there.
In Old
They're
English,
right there.
were was man. That's what were meant. So man wolf, werewolf, man wolf.
Oh, well.
There's were and with. So with man was woman, became woman, and also where you get wife from. And where man meant human, people. So where people would be.
What about Teen Wolf? Where'd that come from?
That just came from Michael J. Fox in the 80s.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. That was the best wolf.
Yeah.
He could play basketball pretty well.
He could.
He could dunk.
Yeah. Well, man. But yeah, so people. Well, no, so man used to be like what human, like man was just did not mean masculine. Where was the masculine, and then with was the female. And that eventually got dropped to woman, and then man, the where got dropped just to man, and it's how and language evolves over time. It's fascinating if you go back and get into it, and you're a geek like me. So
I learned 2 things today.
I was gonna say, with all your random facts, that's the worst thing you could have gotten your hands on. It's gonna start the counter now. If you had that when we first started this, we'd be at like 1 million by now.
Oh yeah.
The NBC.
Right. It's pretty good.
We did, I think, about 5 or 6 times last night on the Cosby Reads. That was fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, so you know what's great about this initial interaction with them trying to go in? I wasn't distracted listening, but like even at this point, like I was a little confused, and I was eager to ask the questions in my mind, like, why are they being like this? Da 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 da. And normally I answer myself with like, you know, the obvious, there must be a Forsaken here, blah blah blah. But like I didn't even bother trying to figure it out, if that makes sense. I just was kind of confused. I'm like, this is dumb. And then even when who's our eyes to die here? That Jolene, like, look at my ring. Do you know who I am? Dude's still like, yeah, we totally respect you and all that jazz, but answer's still the same. Y'all can kick rocks, but at a certain time, sort of thing. And I'm like, this is weird. But I didn't really overthink it, which is rare for me, as you all know.
Yeah. But Matt and Talmanis, along with Harnan and Delarn, they go to a little inn called the Tipsy Gelding, which
it's got a horse on it.
Yeah, it has no sign, or it has no words. There's
just a picture of a horse.
It's just a picture of a horse. Yeah,
it's the perfect place for Matt. Come on.
And all the windows are busted out. Everyone's wearing like rags that are all torn to pieces and like patched up all strangely. And they're like, it's a weird town. Let's keep going. It just doesn't look sketchy at all. Not you know, if I walk into a bar that has all the windows busted out, I'm be like, maybe we should go somewhere else, guys. I don't know.
That's how desperate Matt was to prove that being a married man hadn't changed him.
Yeah,
he avoided all the red flags. I mean, he did marry a red, so there's that.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I don't know. I kind of like his union, his mate, his partner, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call her a red flag. I mean, there's a lot that comes with that package, but that's because she has a lot of responsibilities. You know?
Yeah. He's also trying to show out to Talmanis.
Sure. That's
right.
Which
And we all know what happens when you're the best of friends showing off.
Yeah.
Well, and especially they're trying to prove that being with a woman isn't going to change you. We touched on in other episodes, but not uncommon. I mean, by marriage, hopefully you have it figured out. But especially in the teenage years, like, you know, you get a girlfriend and your boys are like, oh, you're going to change. You're going to change. And you're like, no, man, I'm the same dude, but you're not. And then they razz you for it and you try to pretend you're not, but she's got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We've all been there.
I mean, I'm lucky enough to have the woman that lets me do what I want to do. She's like, I trust your judgment. I'm like, even after this many years of marriage.
Should you though? Should you?
See, then you get older and then you have multiple, at least in my case, you have multiple things in your life that keep you from doing anything you want to do. And they're called kids.
Yeah. Who knew that is a 24/7 full-time job?
You want to go drinking? No, because kids don't understand hangovers.
That's the wonderful thing that I guess I should have said that I'm horrible for not saying. Alan Hinton had his child.
Yes, I know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes. Harlan was born on Wednesday at 11:35 p.m.
Yay.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to visit, or are they keeping it low key?
She's diesel.
Oh,
I've never seen a more muscular child. Like her back muscles are like the indie of all bodybuilders. Like they're perfect symmetry, like wings. You can see it. And like she was literally like pushing up. Day one of birth, they sent a video of her pushing off the bed, eyes open, raising her own neck.
He skipped the baby formula. He's got that vanilla whey isolate.
She came at 37 weeks, so she was 2 weeks earlier than everybody wanted her, and she was already 8 pounds 22 inches long.
What's the name of the woman from Encanto that's super strong? I can't remember her name.
Oh yes, that sister.
Yeah, the sister. That's
I don't remember.
That's who it is.
Yeah, but
is it Lisa?
Yes, she's
Lisa.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. And she's a cute kid. Like she looks like her mom, thank God. So came out the full head of hair, like, and very attentive, paying attention to everything already. So I was like, Alan, you know, she's just moving quickly.
Yeah,
she's moving quickly to get out of the way.
It's like my daughter. Today, we went to my son's soccer practice, and we're watching on the sidelines with my other two kids. So my oldest is playing soccer. My younger two are just on the sidelines watching, and we're close. The closest field to us was actually another team practicing, but there was a boy that's in my daughter's class from school that plays on the younger team. And he was gonna do a throw in, and my youngest son starts to mess with them, and my daughter turns and goes, "Stop distracting him! He's trying to play." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "That's my boyfriend." I was like, "Wait, you're 5 years old. It's way too young for this." Back up. I was sitting next to her, his dad, so like I look over and I'm like, "Really? This is happening already?" 5-year-olds.
He's like, and this is why I have a boy and not a girl. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Luckily, I grew up with him, and he went to church with me as a kid, so I actually know his parents really well.
Good,
but not that a 5-year-old romance is going to go anywhere. But still,
I mean,
hey, I've seen him last. I've seen him last to the 3rd grade. So,
good point. Yeah, that's yeah.
I still love my kindergarten love. Like if I were to see her again, I would have a hard time not stopping.
Was this the teacher?
She's now 80 years old.
She's the hottest girl in class.
What do you mean? That's where you were in kindergarten. That's where you were in high school.
Yeah. Kindergarten, 4th grade, 10th grade. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then, was it 12th grade or 11th grade?
12th grade.
12th grade.
But remember, society made him the way he is, not he himself.
Yeah. Get hot for teacher.
But I spaced those many years apart. Now we're on Monday, Tuesday. To be fair, though, not to jump back to personal life, but let's. Alan can co-sign on this somewhat. I had a couple like short-term girlfriends here and there, but for the most part, I've only been in long-term relationships, and just a small handful of them. So I don't know. Maybe I'm due. I don't know.
I feel the same way. If I ever get divorced, I'm gonna be a man hub for a while.
Yeah.
I
would say I'm living my best life, but I know I'm not. But I'm enjoying it anyways.
It's just a little dash of depression mixed in with whatever. It's what we do to get through the day, right?
Right. Just enough self-hate to like really push it in the gym, so that's helping.
Yeah. No.
The dreams.
Have you seen the video like the I think you sent it to me, but like the alternate pre-workout, like the breakup.
Oh yeah.
There's a video of like a guy going down is like after a breakup and he goes down the rack or whatever to put like where he's gonna put his weights on, the pin or whatever, and he pushes it through like the metal in the bottom, like to lift the whole entire machine up, like pretty much. So where are we? So they make it to Tipsy Gelding. Tomanis is like super suspicious right away. He's like, these people look sketchy. Something's off. Like it looks like they've lost like interest in the world and like their will to live. Like they're living for the moment, 100%. It's weird. The whole bar
and all of them,
and all of them. Like, and Matt's like, whatever. We're just gonna go and we're gonna gamble because watch this.
These are my people. Yeah.
So he starts to gamble and starts to lose. And
Tom Mayonnaise is like, what are you doing? We need to leave.
And lose. And Matt's like, no, this is perfect. It's perfect. And meanwhile, the dice start rattling in his head. And he's just losing and losing and losing. Yeah, and that's pretty much for like a good solid chunk of this chapter is him just going on and throwing and keeps on losing. And more people keep on betting against him to the point where like the entire town's there. Like winning money off of, and he's drained through all the money he brought in and still has the chest outside with all of his money. So definitely in a Vegas scene, goes and gets the strong chest to come in. When the mayor comes in, it's like, all right, time's up, get out. And he's like, no, check this out, gold. And the mayor even hesitates for a second. It's like, okay, one more throw, but has some stipulation.
Then you gotta do.
Right. He says, but yeah, so the bet is that they'll get all this food. So they're bartering at this point. So basically all the supplies they need.
Drinks, pack horses.
Food, drinks, everything.
100% of it.
100% of everything off one throw. And the mayor says he's used his dice. He says, I'll do you one better. You can throw your dice. I think the mayor even says that. I think it's
the mayor was like, I'm gonna throw the dice. I don't trust you.
Right. Yeah. I don't want you swapping dice on me or something.
Right.
Now go stand way over there.
Yeah, don't touch me, don't get near me. And sure enough, Matt wins the final toss.
Yeah, double force.
Yeah, a winning throw.
And everybody starts cheering, and they're like, you idiots. The mayor was throwing for him, not against him.
Right. Yep. And
so, fuck this shit. And they go inside.
And they all go inside and leave. And like Matt's just left there alone. And he's like, all right, let's go ahead and load the cart up and get going. And then as the sun's just finally going down and the last split of sliver goes away.
That's when the screams started. And can we say, from that line forward, it became very clear that we are now in a Sanderson chapter. If you weren't sure, turn the page and then
Hinderstap is completely a Sanderson creation, which I still love it.
And this is one we know for sure is 100% is.
I mean,
100%. Yeah, he's confirmed that in an interview that Hinderstap is Sanderson creation. Yeah.
I think it's great though. No matter how it ends up, even if like in Jordan's notes he was just like, all right, I kind of want something to go here, like another one of the bubbles popping up, like something kind of crazy happening here. And we don't know enough yet to know actually what's going on here. But let's say that's all that was in the notes. And then if this is what Sanderson created, just based off of that, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Like, it's wild.
Not just once. We've all been, I wish I would have left 15 minutes ago, multiple times in my life.
Yeah.
That's kind of a common theme in my life is I wish I would have left 15 minutes ago.
So many scenarios where 15 minutes would have saved me a lot of headache and heartache. Yeah.
Yeah.
And antibiotics and no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that point. It's
yeah. There's been a couple of times where I all hell broke loose, and just if I would have left a little bit sooner, yeah. You always think about that, like when you see like the crazy wrecks and stuff like that. Like if I had, because you stop to get gas, and you start thinking about the math, like,
I just missed it.
I would have been right there. Huh? Interesting. I was the cause of one of those giant wrecks one time. I wasn't the cause. I was the guy slamming my brakes because some guy brake checked me, and I was the last one that didn't get hit in the line of cars behind me. That was complete carnage in my rearview mirror.
What do you do there? Do you just like when traffic lets up, you just slowly let off the brake and drive away? Like, how do you?
I didn't stop. Because at that point, what are we gonna do? Like, turn around on the interstate. Like, I was on the interstate. You can't like go off and go around backwards. I'm not gonna go in reverse. Right. So like, it was just I looked at my rear mirror and literally there are cars rolling behind me. I'm like,
okay. Do you wave in your rearview mirror like you do when somebody lets you pass or something? Like,
like thanks.
Sorry, thanks.
I watched it happen this morning. This dude cut me off in this big ass truck, and he had a bed attached to it. And then I decide to swing around him. I get over. The car behind me was accelerating.
Yeah.
And he slams on brake, and it's like, I'm like, I don't know why the idiot behind me was accelerating.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I was getting over. And the guy in the truck, slammed brakes, and boom. That was literally this morning on Independence. If you've been to Charlotte or know Charlotte, that's the road from hell.
Yeah, I think the funniest wreck I ever saw was I was at a bar and some drunk guy had a brand new car, brand new tags on it, gets out to his car, pulls out of the parking space and starts revving his engine, spins out and slams right into a truck inside the parking lot.
Oh no.
Like,
that's awesome.
How embarrassing.
Yeah, brand new car. It just like destroys his car. And we're like, you're an idiot. No one was hurt, so it was funny. If anybody was hurt, it would not have been funny. But because it was, I was like,
again, it depends on who got hurt. I think some people I'd put in that car that it'd be funny.
Ooh, that's a good question from Mighty Mordugal. Ian Chris, was Hinderstap above evil, or is it Matt's Tavernus?
Neither.
Oh yeah,
what if it's both?
Chris's whole theory about it.
It is Shadar Logoth, reincarnate.
Ooh.
Because we know the knife is still there. We know that Haddon Fane still exists. We know that Rand still has pains. So I don't think the power for Shadar Logoth is actually left. I think it's just moved.
Oh.
Either that or it's trapped somewhere else. But I really think like this town, because think about it. The people are fine during the day, and then at night they become totally different people, wreaking havoc on
and like ripping and shredding each other apart. Like it's really chaotic.
Anybody that gets killed while in there gets stuck in there. They are stuck in the town.
Sure.
Like you can leave and go somewhere else and wake up the next morning and be in a bed in the town. That's my theory.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with it.
Yeah,
you somewhat mentioned it before we recorded, and I was like, "Well, thank God you have a theory," because other than the bubbles thing, like I got nothing. Like it's just so odd, and it's wild. I like yours, Chris.
Because I would say maybe they're closer to the final Quindiar place that the Dark One's trapped, but I agree with the fact that the White Tower is probably the final resting place. So I can't say that other.
Yeah,
option,
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
All right.
Yeah.
It said there are some interesting references to shadows in the streets throughout the event, and how dark it gets too. They talk about that a lot, like how dark it is.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's a good
even
connection.
the lanterns can't pierce through the dark. Which, have you ever been where it's so dark that happened? Like, have you ever sailed or been on a military ship or anything that's in the middle of the ocean where it's that dark and you shine a light out and it's almost like the darkness just swallows the light? Like, it's eerie. It's scary.
I did a Dependence cruise on one of my dad's ships. It was a cruiser, so we're coming back from Bermuda, and there was a dark night, cloud cover. There was no moon, anyways, and so for that night, they restricted. Nobody was allowed to go out on deck, and I thought it was odd because, there's the main. Well, there's this section between like the bridge. And then like it goes down a little bit, and then there's another high section behind it. And I figured it'd be safe to just walk across there, go out one door, be outside for a little bit, and then go in the next door instead of going down underneath it all. I stepped outside, and as soon as the door closed behind me, once I secured it, it was the darkest black. There was I couldn't see my hand in front of my face.
Right.
But the boat was still kind of rocking a little bit, and you can hear the water, splash around and everything. And I didn't know which way was which.
I was panicked.
I was down on all fours, feeling around, trying to find the door I just came out of. Like, God, it was terrifying. And then when I came inside, I got yelled at for having gone out there.
Yeah,
what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's freaky when you get in the middle of the ocean like that and you have no lights on. It's like, it's
like real darkness.
It's real dark. Like, there is no light. Very, very freaky. So in case you ever want to experience that, go in the middle of the ocean at some point, turn off all your lights, and you will see a pitch black.
If you got a moonless, cloudy night, like no starlight, no nothing.
Yeah,
it is so weird.
It's very strange. Anyways, so they're get attacked almost immediately. The townsfolk come out. They're mindlessly attacking each other, them, everything. Everyone's just attacking everyone. And at this point, they start panicking, trying to cut them down and get out. And they are dicing people up left and right. At some point, Delarn, he falls off his horse and gets pulled by a bunch of these townsfolk. And Matt goes back to try to save him and goes into, with a spear and does his thing. And gets him out.
Utter chaos, though.
It's just utter chaos. Just chaos everywhere. And just biting, scratching, clubbing, any weapon they have is all the above. It's just, yeah. Crazy.
My kind of party.
I'm sorry. I don't have much to add other than it was very enjoyable to read. Or listen to. Yeah, it was
like that. That was the thing that I considered about this chapter was like, what do you say?
Yeah.
Like, what do you say? I mean, we had stuff from the prior chapter. We got our friend Tom Mayonnaise telling Matt, "You're a prince. We're gonna take you to a better tavern somewhere else." We got Matt losing on purpose. We got him winning everything he needs, having that winning throw. And then the point that really triggered for me was when the mayor was like, "Go, run, never return." Well, he didn't say run. Yeah. That's what I added to because I heard,
go and never return.
Simba, yeah. Go and never return. And then the scream starting, and then it's like, "Damn you, Matt!" And Tom Mayonnaise is like, "This is all your fault. They told us to leave. You just couldn't listen. You just had to roll one more time." And Matt's thinking the dice did stop rolling the minute I said I was going to stay. And nothing good happens whenever the dice stop rolling.
Yeah.
So is Matt starting to figure out the dice thing? Stay tuned. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
There's a neat little rescue scene, like Matt trying to get out, and he's about to be, overtaken by too many of them, and then some daggers start flying.
Yep.
And, Tom comes in for the rescue.
At first, it was like lights of blue, and I was like, Tom does have power, and there flashes of blue was the way he worded it.
Yeah,
and that's like that shift in writing styles, because flashes of blue in my mind, reading Wheel of Time, is magic of some sort.
Well, I think they've mentioned in book 1 Tom's daggers flash blue.
Yeah.
See, I don't even remember that.
In Eye of the World. Yeah.
So does he have some type of power, or are they magical daggers, or?
Well, we know there's magical there's power wrought blades, like Herrenmark blades and stuff like that.
So maybe Tom is a blade master.
A dagger. He's a
Dagger
dagger
master.
Herrenmark daggers.
And check this out. Even though in this scenario he tells Matt, "Hey, we need to hurry up because I'm running low on daggers." In any battle he's been in and fight he's been in, have you ever seen Tom run out of daggers?
No.
And we joke about him hiding them everywhere, but maybe the power of these daggers,
his mustaches.
Yeah, it's infinite ammo. Like every time he reaches into a pocket, like it's there, and he throws it, and then he reaches back in, it's there again.
What's the book? Percy Jackson. I don't know if you ever read those, but Riptide. It's like a pin, and every time he loses his sword, he reaches his pocket, and it's back.
Reach in your pocket, and there it is.
It's back in his pocket again. Yeah,
that's what's going on here. That's the magic.
Yeah, just keeps on throwing unlimited daggers. Anyway, so they go to the inn with Aes Sedai are after this, after they get Darlin. And Matt goes in there, and I guess, what is it? One of the cooks. The cook is it the cook or the cook's assistant? Someone's bludgeoning the other person. And Matt cuts him down.
The cook is beating in the tavern owner.
Yeah, it's beating the tavern owner, and Matt cuts him down. And they go upstairs, and a fireball gets thrown at them. And Matt's like, "Whoa, calm down. It's just me." And it's like, "Why didn't you announce yourself?" He's like, "Because I didn't know if the people up here or not." Like,
came in swords out and ready to fight. Of course, we're coming at you. He's like, "I had my sword out. Like, these people are fighting with tooth and nail.
Yeah,
you should have figured this out." They're like, "Well, come on up." He's like, "Are you going to shoot another fireball at me, or is it safe?"
Yeah.
Yep. Homegirl's naked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, somebody in chat made a good.
But looking.
Someone in chat made a good point that, like, even up until this point, this feels like the first time Matt has felt real fear, or at least that it's been written in. And I first thought, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah,
he's been pretty cocky, maybe at times overconfident, but then he still pulls it off. I don't remember. I've seen him angry, upset, afraid. This might have been the first time. Yeah.
This is the first time that he's battling as a married man.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's got something to lose. Oh.
Yep.
That's what it
is.
He got something
to live. He got something to live for. Got something he can die for, right? Isn't that the yeah. Give me a purpose I can die for. Get online, hurt somebody for the high score. Give me a purpose I can die for. There's a song. If you guys can name that song, that's a deep cut. Get online. Hurt somebody.
That would be a no for me.
Yep. Anyway. I actually, you know what? If someone knows that line from that song, I will send that. It has to be in live chat tonight. I will. Actually, I'm just going to Google it. Never mind. I was going to give a giveaway, but someone just Google it. Yeah, you have to actually know it, and there's no way of proving that. So, anyway, so moving on. I'll tell you guys at the end of the episode.
You'd have to actually trust somebody, and you're not willing to do that, Alan.
No,
I mean, they probably don't remember even the sentence now that we've been talking this long.
Probably not. Yeah, it's a deep cut. And it's not an old song either. It's like only, I think, about 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, but it's not a popular artist. But yeah, so goes, kills the Edicina, heals Darlin. And they make their way, killing more people, escape, and flee. But they take some of the serving girls with them because like the Aes Sedai are like, we can't just
leave them.
We can't leave them. Yeah, we have to take them with us. Even though like they're like fighting against their bondages, trying to bite them. They're like, no, they're just confused.
Cap at that dog.
I should have had that ready to go.
Cap at that dog.
I did not have
No.
I do have that clip somewhere. Where is that clip? Where did I put my clips? Oh, they're down here. Here it is.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
You
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog?
She's so excited too.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking bear.
Hey, we fully transitioned now to like, the Aes Sedai that we thought were super smart about everything. Like, it's just about everything they do now. I'm like, you dummy.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we get a perspective on any one of them and they're thinking about something, I'm like, you dummy.
Going back on this, I always thought that going back to when I first read it, I'm trying to remember that I thought this was going to turn a lot worse than it did. Like, that this was going to be
somebody's going to die. Yeah.
But,
well, and they fully want it. So kind of wrap up the significant piece of this is that there is a poster of Matt and Perrin going around.
Yes.
And so these guys were like, hey, if people want him, he must be something special. On top of that, he's got Aes Sedai with him. Let's let them get trapped. Because then we'll have people with incentive and power to hopefully figure this out and get us out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a couple thoughts. Yeah, we'll get to that when they go back to visit, like the thoughts about, because the people are definitely torn about what to do. So they make it out. They camp outside the village, and they set up shifts. Tom and Matt, stay talking for a bit. And that's when they talk about Tom talks about how there was a drawing of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Matt's like, we got to figure out what that's about. And then the sun comes up and they turn around and the girls that were just right next to him are just gone.
Poof.
Interesting.
They had the audacity to blame a warder for losing his charge. He was like, no, that's not me.
Yeah.
Fuck. Sorry. You can delete that part.
I'm not deleting nothing.
That's good content.
That
Had
cat.
them both in the room. He's sitting here picking violence all day, all night. And so I'm like, the minute I get both of them in the room, door's getting shut. The minute I move towards that door, he darted. They love to go downstairs and have us corral them upstairs.
This is Chris. This is Chris right now.
So you have chosen death.
Because every freaking night I have to chase these cats up. And it's not even like I'm chasing them. I go downstairs, they're sitting waiting, and I go, all right, guys, it's that time. And they go up the stairs. I can't yell from upstairs, downstairs. No, I have to go down there and tell them it is time to go to bed. And then they come. And look, he just let his sister out.
Yep. That's my kids too. You have to go up there. I'm sure they're still awake right now. Just they stay
Staring at the wall.
No, they're probably running around playing some game. I taught them how to play some card games, and now that's all they stay up late playing card games. I'm like, go to bed. Probably need to take the cards out of the room. That'd be probably the best thing to do. But yeah. Yeah. It's always good when you can teach your kids how to play card games and then they start playing with each other, because then that just it makes parenting so much easier. So I taught them how to play Egyptian Rat Screw, which that game goes on for hours.
I haven't played that forever.
I know. It's such a good game. Yeah.
Just to look it up.
Egyptian Rat Screw? That's good.
Yeah.
It's such a simple game, but it's so fun to play, especially with kids. I mean, because it's mindless. But it goes on for a long time. Anyways, so dawn breaks, bodies disappear, but they head back into town, and they notice that the amount of blood is not sufficient for what happened the night before, and they're like, "What's going on?" And yeah, a couple people come out. They're like, yeah, we need to get the mayor." Like, yeah, if a person comes out, is like, Matt's like, "I literally cut your head off last night." Like.
They just kind of look lazily about, where's the mayor? We got another one.
What spirit are you? I think is what he says. Are you guys ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, let's go get the mayor. The mayor will explain everything. So, yeah. The mayor finally comes out and he's like, yep, the blood mostly disappears. And so does everybody else. We don't really know. We just know we wake up in their beds and we don't really remember what happened the night before, but there's evidence of stuff happening. We've heard stories.
My favorite is
more work for us.
Yeah, my favorite is the people that just say F it and they just stay in the bar all the time. I feel like that's what I would do. I don't know. Maybe I would try and grow a garden, but then like when I'm raging out, I would destroy the garden, and then that would frustrate me. I'd end up in the bar.
You have to raise animals. They don't attack animals.
And it's Groundhog Day again. Again. All right. If you guys are OG members of our Discord, it's quarantine day again.
Oh gosh.
I did that for over a year. Every morning I'd wake up. The first thing I would do is post the meme of Bill Murray saying it's quarantine day again. All during COVID, every morning.
We're on day 374 of the 20-day lockdown.
And I'm still stuck in my house. It's quarantine
day. We have flattened the shit out of that curve.
Yeah, it's Freddy Krueger's Groundhog Day. Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. They said it started a while ago. Some months before is all he says. But each day they wake up in their bed in the morning with a few memories the night before. It feels like it's a really bad hangover. And anyone who dies in the town is trapped there and now will wake up in the bed. So any empty bed, gets taken. And begs the question, if there's enough people, like what ends up happening and all the beds are taken?
Look, Alan, it's magic. There will be more beds.
There will be more beds.
The inn will grow.
Yeah.
That's why they said the inn was staying pretty busy. Because it was staying really busy.
It was. It's very busy. But yeah, so they learn a little bit about what happens. Apparently every night they go and all murder each other. And then they wake up. And they say people try to kill themselves and realize they just wake up in bed the next day. So they haven't figured out how to escape. They try to travel outside of town and they wake up in bed the next day. So they can't leave. It's Hotel California.
Welcome in the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely place.
Plenty of room.
Yep. From here for people.
Leave. Apparently. You can never leave. So yeah, they're stuck there. And there's been a couple of part of them wanted not to let the Aes Sedai go because they were hoping, of course, that the Aes Sedai would be stuck there and the tower would come and try to solve all this. But there's people there also as well that,
have a conscience.
So, yeah. But yeah, they said they'll honor the bet. They do allow them to honor the bet, but they should leave and never come back. And they just want to be left. Just leave us alone. Go on, get. That's basically what he says.
And that was it.
Oh, and then they learned that about the woman in Tuster, a town a few miles away, that's been handing out pictures.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they had that conversation about that. And he's like, that's where we're going next. Onward to find the woman handing out pictures of me. Because that sounds like a good idea. It's on the way.
To chase down a Forsaken. Why not?
Yeah, could be Forsaken, could be Dark Friends. We'll see. It could just be a fan. I don't know.
I'm going to go with Forsaken. Stick to that story.
A long lost love interest of Perrin and Matt. I don't know.
Ooh.
Ian slowly drifting his camera away. Oh, there it goes.
Sorry. I started falling asleep.
Well, we're almost to the end. So, any other thoughts, Ian?
I'm more tired than I thought I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I was even going to suggest that we start coming back at 8:30 again.
We might be able to. I don't remember why we moved it back to 9.
Mm.
I can't
Stuff.
remember.
I just know. Yeah, I can't. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. every morning, sometimes a dash earlier, and it catches up.
Yeah, we can start moving it up a bit. I'll see what I can do with my schedule. We might be able to move it up.
Yeah,
sounds like a plan.
Anywho, I'm glad Chris had at least a couple of solid, cool theories on stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed this chapter, but that's all I got.
So favorite character?
Ooh. I kind of like the mayor.
Yeah.
Like he stuck to his guns, he would have kept Matt and them safe the way he's kept many others safe, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to call it greed that really pushed him to it. I think it was more like, this is interesting. This is fun.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and give it a go. We should be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, before I answer this, did they end up leaving with the food and stuff?
Yeah, the mayor gave it all to him and gave
him
right.
Back. So it can't be Matt, because I still think that's dumb. After everything you just saw, I would not want the food from in there. Too much risk. Yeah. What if there's juju attached to it? What if it's like the dagger all over again? Like, I wouldn't have taken it. But I'm going to steal a favorite character from Alan and say Tall Mayonnaise, because actually his beta roll and picking on Matt, and actually he was on point. Like right off the bat, he was like, "Man, this doesn't feel right," and Matt's like, "No, we're fine. These are my people. This is what I do." And then as they're leaving, like he just looks at Matt and is like, "Oh yeah, we're fine. These are my people." Yeah. What'd you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
So, anyways, small role but very entertaining.
I'm gonna pick the cook. Do you remember what his name was?
No, what was it?
It was Rick.
Oh, Rick who?
I don't want to be here.
Riku. Every time. Got him. All right. Next week we'll be doing
such an annoying period of life. Got him.
Next week we'll be doing 3 chapters. 3.
Ooh.
And that is Into Bandar Eben. That's chapter 29. Into Bandar Eben. Chapter 30, Old Advice. And chapter 31, A Promise to Luz Theron.
Oh. We've already made promises to him. We will die. Wow. We are ready to go.
No, he's gonna let him take control for a little bit.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so. It's gonna be an intentional. All right, the body's yours for a little bit. You can drive.
He's already promised him that he can die. That's in the promise. But
that's what I'm saying. He already got one promise. Why does he need another one?
I don't know. Find out.
He's gonna let him drive.
So needy.
Find out next week on The Wheel Reads. But how you can find us in the meantime is at thewheelreads.com. You can find links to all sorts of cool stuff like Discord or social media or merchandise. Yeah, we do merch. Our Patreon. Come support us there. We do enjoy it. We do love our patrons. If you watch on YouTube, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Listen to us on podcast platforms. Make sure to comment, write a review. Do whatever you want. Just help the algorithm. I'm going to let Ian go to sleep. So that's pretty much all I got for this week, guys. So
until next time.
Peace.
Okay, bye. Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving device ready and strapped on.
Sure.
Oh, where are we doing tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about?